If we are going to get back to where we were, a population of 130,000 to 150,000 people in the next generation, everyone has to work together to rebuild this foundation. And I couldn't be more thrilled with having the right people in the right seats at the right time right now to help us go fast.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Save, borrow, and invest with Farmers. Take heart knowing you're helping create a strong community. Mind your money at Farmers. Talk directly to local decision makers about your loans, investments, and insurance. Farmers. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal.
Today is our third economic summit where we showcase various facets of the economic community here in Mercer County. It's a great opportunity, as you can hear going on in the background, for a lot of our business and education, elected officials, folks from our municipalities. They all get together and network. Our utility companies are here as well. And it's an idea that we got from our colleagues down in Washington County, south of Pittsburgh. I read about it in the Pittsburgh Business Times about 3 years ago, and I said, we need to build this in Mercer County. The highlight so far is really the collaboration between all parties, whether they're coming from the manufacturing, which we'll hear about in a little bit, but we had a panel on housing that set a goal to build 1,000 houses in Mercer County in the short term. I think that's great. We've heard from our county commissioners about what they're doing to streamline the permitting processes through the Planning Commission. We've heard from them. We're also going to hear from our education panel coming up, which is really focusing on career readiness and not leaving anyone behind as they get off the education ladder, whether that's right after high school or a trade school or getting some certificates or even getting a great four-year education at one of our three great colleges that we have here in Mercer County. So the highlight for me is really just getting all these right people that are in the right seats working together to really make Mercer County a great place to live, learn, work, and play. What I hope people get out of it is a real sense of hope that they live in a prosperous community, that our history doesn't determine our future. Mercer County, we've lost population for 30 years, but we all believe in this room that our best days are ahead of us. Everything that we do focuses around one word, and that is repopulation. When we recruit and retain more people to our communities, everything works better. Our schools get better, our municipalities are stronger, our workforce is more developed, and we really believe with all the insanity going on around the country and around the world these days that we provide a safe haven for a lot of people, but they can also be anywhere in the country within a few hours because of our great access and highway system that we have here in Mercer County. So we really truly believe, and we live this every day, that we have the best of everything in Mercer County. We have 4 seasons, we've got great institutions here, we have great history here, and we have a great transportation network here. There's no reason why the people that are here shouldn't stay, and the people that have left shouldn't come back, and the folks that are looking for another place to maybe live the next chapter of their life should really consider coming to Northwest Pennsylvania. Our organization at Penn-Northwest, we're governed by our program of work, which is our planning process, and we update it year after year after year. And we take feedback from about 4 major events, plus our day in and day out jobs. Then we tweak our program of work to really match what we hear. So even though we're not allowed to lobby or be involved a lot in the legislative process, we can advocate. And so we just asked a question of our healthcare panel about a piece of legislation that's moving. Are there things we can do on the regulatory side, working with the Department of Environmental Protection or DCED? Is there something our legislators can take back out of this to tweak some legislation to make housing development a little more accessible for our housing developers that haven't come to Mercer County yet? We know they're getting close. They're in northern Butler County. They're creeping into Lawrence. How do we get them here to Mercer County? Some of this is all a combination of all the way down at the municipal level, all the way to the state and federal level, and we get a lot of feedback from the market about what we need to do better to move forward. I think what happens at Penn Northwest, the way that our board is structured, we're a melting pot of all the different silos that you mentioned throughout the county. And the leadership of those organizations really do understand that we are knitting together a fabric, a new quilt, as it were, and it's going to take all of us. And even in the healthcare area, we just talked about this in the panel. You know, when I was in the legislature going back almost, 30 years ago now, I couldn't even get the CEOs of the hospitals to even talk to each other about collaborating and cooperating. Now it's all they do. They make sure that we're keeping healthcare here in our area affordable by not duplicating a lot of services, but the referral between UPMC, Allegheny Health, Primary Health Network, now bringing Sharon Regional back up out of the ashes and rebuilding that hospital. If we are going to get back to where we were, a population of 130,000 to 150,000 people in the next generation, everyone has to work together to rebuild this foundation. And I couldn't be more thrilled with having the right people in the right seats at the right time right now to help us go fast.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Save, borrow, and invest with Farmers. Take heart knowing you're helping create a strong community. Mind your money at Farmers. Talk directly to local decision makers about your loans, investments, and insurance. Farmers. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal.